working on finding a vaccine for America. But that doesn't matter to Andrew Left. That doesn't matter to Citron Research that they're looking for a vaccine to save America. He's concerned about shorting the stock, apparently. So the stock went to $19 today. It was at $3 last week. It went to $19 today because they're about to do human trials in April for a vaccine for the coronavirus for America. And Andrew Left is not happy with that. Forget about saving America. Short the stock. He shorts the stock. You want to read the quote? Like, this guy's... SEC should immediately halt this stock and investigate the ludicrous and dangerous claims that they designed a vaccine in 3 hours. This warned. That's the message from Citron Research today of INO. And INO hit a high of $19 before this short concern about the coronavirus. And they're not concerned about Inovio Pharmaceuticals potentially having a vaccine that can help people. The only thing they care about is shorting the stock. Wow. What a piece of work, eh? What a piece of work. What do you guys think of Inovio Pharmaceuticals? They've been on a tear. They went as high as $19 today. Did you sell at $19 today? They went down to $9. Did you buy at $9? They're now at around $10. Did you get involved in Inovio Pharmaceuticals? They've been on an epic tear, huge run, and now they have gotten the attention of, surprise, surprise, Citron Research. I talked about Tesla being the hottest stock in the universe. They ran up from $180 to $969, and Andrew Left shorted them after I was talking about it. Now I'm talking about Inovio Pharmaceuticals, and they run up from $3.83 last week to $19 today. And then Andrew Left decides to get involved in Inovio Pharmaceuticals all of a sudden, as if the cannabis sector isn't enough. And now that gets shorted down from $19 down to $9. Fernando Acosta says, I enter on 10.1. I hope you win. Nigel Brown says, I was in at 8, out at 16. Great execution. Anytime you can double your money, I mean, that's just a gift. What will happen with Inovio? I don't know. Being shorted by Andrew Left. What do you think is going to happen? He's saying that there's no way that they can find a vaccine in 3 hours. ABCDE says, should I check out? I started from 339. Well, anytime you're up 300% or more, you should always be thinking about selling. You should always be thinking about selling. But you might want to be a long-term investor in a company. Just depends, right? A lot of these stocks are moving up on hype. A lot of them do not have any revenue. Inovio included, really. So there's a long ways to go, and the coronavirus is still so new, and nobody really knows how it's going to affect the entire world yet, because it is happening and changing by the second. We might find a cure tomorrow. We might not find a cure for a year. So nobody knows. Things are changing so fast. It's a liquid situation. It's flowing like water. Things are changing so fast, so quickly, so fast, so quickly, and nobody knows. People are dying. People are getting better. You know, there will be vaccines. I believe there will be a cure. I believe that we will move on. As humans and people in this world, we will move on past this. But for now, it seems to be causing a lot of problems. I mean, soccer teams are canceling games and matches, and fans are not able to watch the games anymore in Italian soccer league. 16 million people have been quarantined in Italy. 60 million people have been quarantined in China. And then there's people that say that this isn't even that bad. Honestly, don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. And then we're having a oil war on top of the coronavirus pandemic. We're now having an oil war. So the markets are just taking a beating. Down 2,000 points today. It's just crazy. Absolutely nuts. David Bunker says, got in execution. Anytime you make 100%, you got to think about selling. David says, compliments to you, my friend. You know what? Compliments of Dylan Fraser. He gave me that pick. He's a member. Dylan, man, you're a beast, bro. You're a beast. I'm still holding my shares. I'm holding my shares. I want to see if I can find a horse, you know what I mean? And find a really fast horse. So we'll see what happens. I might regret it, but I still think that this coronavirus is in the early days. There's going to be big runs up and down for a lot of these stocks. Take a look at AIM, guys. AIM just went nuts today. So there's going to be big runs up and down. Be willing to, have good execution and get out when you can, especially when you're up. Jen and the world. Yeah, I mean, nobody really knows what's going to happen, right? The vaccine might come from there. It might come from something else. Nobody really knows. All of it is just kind of risky, but it's exciting and there's a lot of opportunity. Like if you look at AIM today, if you look at SPEX today, if you look at AGNPF today, there's some stocks that did well, right? But a lot of stocks went down today. The markets were down 2,000 points. So let's not forget the fact that the markets really crashed hard today. So it's a very, very difficult time for the markets. And there's a lot of different reasons why the market's going down. There's a lot of different reasons why the market's going down. There's the oil war, which has a huge impact on the market. It's the coronavirus that's spreading all over the world that has a huge impact on the market. There's a lot of reasons why the market's been going down. Crypto Man says, just make sure you have 1 month worth of food and supplies in your house. Yeah, I mean, you never know when we might have to be in a lockdown. What do you guys think about Inovio Pharmaceuticals at this point? Do you guys think it goes lower because it's being shorted by Citron Research? Or do you think that Citron Research did their damage and they're out? Or do you think they go higher again tomorrow? They had a crazy open today, went as high as 19, got halted multiple times. Stocks were being halted left, right, and center. What a crazy day today. Then Citron Research comes out and says that they're shorting Inovio Pharmaceuticals and it should be $2. SEC should immediately halt this stock, speaking on Inovio, INO, and investigate the ludicrous and dangerous claim that they designed a vaccine in 3 hours. This has been a serial stock promotion for years. This will trade back to $2. Investors have been warned. Very eerie message by Andrew Left. Very. Johan says, it's Italy total lockdown. News. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad what's going on in Italy right now. Serious outbreak. Michelle Clark says, I cannot help myself. I bought more gold mining stock. I cannot resist the sale or resist buying low, as it's called in financial lingo. I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying to do, right? I'm equally doing the same thing, but just hoping it's not going to go too much lower. But I think there's a chance that it's going to go lower. So be careful, guys. Be careful. These markets are extremely volatile right now. Will be Inovio goes down because so many sell them now. Well, if Andrew Left shorts it and he's saying it's going to go to $2, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go to $2, but there's a very good chance that it could go down. Now, it has gone down. When he talked about shorting it, it was at 19, or I don't know what price exactly it was when he mentioned his tweet, but it hit these cryptic messages. So I don't own INO, so be careful. But, I'm more concerned about their vaccine for Americans and the human trials starting in April and how that affects us as human beings. But obviously, clearly, they're not concerned about that. They're concerned about the short. You heard many people cannot trade on Robinhood today. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Robinhood's having a lot of problems. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate all the likes. What do you guys think about Inovio Pharmaceuticals? Is now the time to buy? Andrew Left from Citron Research has publicly said he's going to short them to $2. Are you going to wait to go to $2? What do you think? What do you guys think about Inovio Pharmaceuticals? They've been on a tear, working on a vaccine in America in April. But despite the fact that they are working on a vaccine, Citron Research wants to short them to $2, and he wants the stock halted. Forget about the vaccine. Forget about the vaccine. Halt the stock, short them to $2. This is the message from Citron Research. We have been warned as investors. Thunderbird says Inovio TD potential 2 on weekly chart, so further upside possible after 1 to 4 day consolidation. Steven says, man, I've never seen markets like this in my life. I don't think I have either. It's been pretty historic. We have 1,000-point swings last week. And then this week we start with a 2,000-point drop. I mean, that's pretty severe. In the Dow Jones, a 2,000-point drop. That's no joke. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that Citron Research wants to short Inovio Pharmaceuticals to $2 and halt the stock. Forget about the fact that they are working on a vaccine that could be helping Americans. What do you guys think about that? Like, what about the human element? Obviously, they don't care about the human element, but is there a human element that comes into investing a little bit? Like, does a company that's coming up with a vaccine that can help Americans, should they get a pass? Or no, just halt the stock and make them suffer? Because if the stock does well and they're able to raise money, that means they have more resources to do research, which could hopefully help find a vaccine sooner and hopefully give us a cure and a solution so that in America and everywhere else in the world, people would be safe, right? We are just numbers, eh? Apparently, we're just numbers. Humans will live and die. It's all about money. Apparently. Franco says, what a bloodbath. When will it stop? Hold cash. Nothing is safe right now. I mean, you could buy the VIX. You could buy some coronavirus stocks. AIM exploded today. AGN had a nice day. It did come back, but it still finished up 43% after my video. They were up 130% at one point. SPEX was up over 200% at one point before they pulled back. So there's still some huge moves in the market. And you could be buying the VIX and the volatility indexes. They had big days. Gold up and down all day. But for the most part, everything went down with the exception of a few coronavirus stocks. A few stocks here and there went up, but there was a lot of red. And not like the whole world was red. Crypto Man says, yeah, all cryptos crashed since yesterday. Cryptocurrencies are crashing. Global markets are crashing. You bought a bunch of LTC? You bought Litecoin? Franco says oil tanked. Yeah, there's oil war right now happening between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Gopa 30 says Gilead Sciences is the real CV19 stock. Yeah, they're one of the biggest in the world. They are one of the biggest in the world, that's for sure. Good pick there. One of my top 10 picks for March 2020. Steven says, I still have faith in Bitcoin being a safer place, in my opinion. Yeah, I have faith in Bitcoin too. The question is, where's the bottom, right? With all of these assets, the question is, where's the bottom? Brent says, crypto did not crash. If you look on the daily, it had it inverse head and shoulders. 77 to 7,400 is the other shoulder. If this plays out, Bitcoin goes to 14,000. Take a look at yourself. I think there's a very good chance that Bitcoin does go to 14,000. But right now, people are just pulling out their resources because the world is in a state of kind of people don't know what's happening right now with this coronavirus, with the oil war. There's a lot of uncertainty in the markets, which is causing people to panic and pull money out and Scott, the market went from a market melt up to a market melt down, and everyone now is shorting the market. There's a lot of short pressure. All the institutions are shorting everything now. No, I didn't see that one. Ramdad says, did you guys enjoy buying INO today? Didn't want to say it, but I told you so. Well, INO went up to $19 before it came down. And the reason why it's coming down is because it's being shorted by Citron Research. So how can you predict that until it happens? You can't. So that's why when you're up on a stock, take your money and run. Take your money and run. And especially when you're buying a stock that's as volatile as anything that's been up and screaming, you have to have stop losses to protect your equity. Couldn't buy for some reason. That's crazy. I can't believe these prices. They're just so ridiculous. Gopa32 says, I loaded baby at 57. Don't panic. Adjust to the Rich TV. Yeah, well, right now the momentum has been down, right? So just be careful, guys. We don't know how low anything is going to go right now. So please be careful. Michelle Clark says, Bitcoin had a little bad news today. The SEC denied that ETC again today. I do not know what that means. I just heard it and it caught my attention since I'm considered buying some. Mark Gonzalez says, thoughts on FANG stock? Are you talking about Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google, or are you talking about the FANG stock week to 19 today? And anybody that got out at 19 made a killing. And congratulations to everybody who did. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate you guys. Philip says, yep, could have made 5K on INO, only made 800, right? I was up 1,500 on AGN today at one point, and I take it. Could have got out at 35 cents, and I didn't. Now it's at 22. So, as investors, Sometimes, you know, you let emotion get the best of you. And sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes a bad thing. AGN could go back down tomorrow and I could be in the red. Or AGN could explode and go to 50 cents and I could make even more. I decided to hold it because I like it, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's the markets, right? If it was easy, everyone would already be billionaires and nobody would be working. That's for sure. One thing that's for sure is that the markets are not easy and they never will be easy. I promise you guys, make it easier, especially on these bad. Franco says, just circled around 2 Walmarts and a Costco. They're cleaned out of toilet supplies. Wow. We should be buying stocks that do toilet paper. Keo Cushion Trader says, Cody, patience will go back up. Calio says, hey, just joined. You probably covered it already, but do you think it will go back up? I know. I think there's a very good chance it could go back up. I think there's a lot of catalysts that are going to take it potentially back up. But now they have to deal with Andrew left. And that's just a whole nother animal altogether. So it depends on how they're going to deal with Citron Research, Andrew left, and this short attack that is trying to say that they should have to be halted. And they believe that they should short it to $2 because, and we've been warned now by Citron Research and Andrew left, because Citron Research doesn't believe it's possible to create a virus in 3 hours like they publicly said they did. You know, how low can it go? I don't know. Let's see. But I also think there's a chance for it to go way higher. We just saw it hit $19 today. Remember, it went from 384 to 19. We had to know at some point it was going to bounce back down. I didn't know that Andrew Left was going to jump on it. That's interesting. How you doing, Andrew Left? I'm sure you're probably watching, buddy. You and your boys at Citron Research. You're not worried about the coronavirus. You're worried about the short, eh? You want the short. Halt the stock. Get the SEC to halt the stock. Forget about coronavirus testing and human trials in April. Forget about it. Don't give them a pass. Short the stock. It's crazy, man. Believe Jesus is Lord says INO came out and responded to Citron, letting them know they didn't understand the importance. Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to say. They don't care about the human element. They just want to short the stock. They just want the short. They just want the short. Forget about Americans. We want the short. Halt the stock. Halt the stock. Do an investigation. Take it to $2. We want the short. Forget about the human element. Forget about human life. Keo Cushion Trader says, I'm selling INO. Any advice? It's very difficult to tell what's going to happen with INO right now. These markets are crazy. They could come out with news saying, that their product is doing great and the stock could go bonkers. Trump could talk about INO and the stock could go bonkers. Or Andrew left at Citron Research talk negatively about INO and how they don't have any money really and stock could go down. Mark Gonzalez says Diamondback Energy Inc. FANG down 44%. Yeah, I mean, I seen all the energy, obviously oil, and it's just getting crushed. So it's got to be careful. There's some people saying oil could go to $20 even lower. It's crazy. Philip says, didn't he get banned in China? Does he have real pull beyond today? Yeah, he has real pull. Absolutely has real pull. Ramdad says, Andrew seen you last night talking about INO. I know, he's a big fan. What's up, Andrew? How you doing, buddy? Shorting INO? It's all good because I don't own INO, so I'm looking for a dip. I was looking for a dip. Mr. Citron Research gave us the dip. Gave us the dip. Give us the dip. But now that he's involved, let's see how low it's going to dip. I have no idea. It's hard to tell. It's a whole nother ball game now that he's involved. Eric says, what do you think of Vaxil Bio, VXL? Thank you for the pick. Eric says, VXL is a small cap that is perfectly positioned for huge growth, in my opinion. Thank you for the pick. I'll definitely take a look at it. I'm going to add it to my phone right now. VXL. It's the beauty of the power of the community, man. It was Dylan Fraser that brought me AGNPF in America. I brought it to you guys first. Dylan brought it to me. I brought it to you. And today they exploded. Congratulations to everyone who took advantage of that move. Let me add that to Webull right now. VXL. Vaxil Bio. Yeah, 11.5 cents. Down 14% today. Vaxil Bio. Let's take a look at INO. So INO, and then a cryptic tweet came out from Citron Research. Listen to the tweet. This is the tweet. Tell me what you guys think. What do you think it's going to do after? SEC should immediately halt this stock. This is from Citron Research, at Citron Research. CITRON Research on Twitter. $INO.SEC should immediately halt this stock. Forget about the fact that they're trying to help Americans. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate it, guys. We should have a likes to people ratio here 1-to-1. I always trying to push for that 1-to-1 likes ratio when we're live. You know what I mean? Show people the power of the community, the power of you. Yes, Cryptoman says the first death from COVID-19 in BC is Rich. You're making people panic, Rich. Oh, then why is there no toilet paper in Toronto? If I'm the one making people panic, why is there no toilet paper in Toronto at Costco and all the stores? Am I the one making them panic in Toronto? I'm not even in Toronto. Brent Jagger says, Rich, did you buy any VITQ or space on the dip? No, I've been buying coronavirus stocks and gold stocks today. Yo, what's up, Edward? Yeah, Dylan brought it, man. Dylan brought it. Respect to Dylan Fraser. Respect to Dylan Fraser, man. Mad respect. Allergen Pharmaceuticals up 43%. At one point today, it was at 35 cents. It was up 130%. And I should have sold. I didn't. And it went all the way back down to 21.5 cents. But I kind of like it. And I think it's early and nobody really knows. So I decided to hold it to see if it can go on a bigger run. I might regret it. Time will tell. I still think that there's a long ways to go in the coronavirus. So these companies at any point in time could explode. Like we saw AIM explode today. We saw INO explode. We've seen CODX explode. We've seen mRNA explode. We've seen so many IBIO explode. We've seen so many companies explode. And you just don't know when they're going to explode. I think the key is to try to find one or two. Be patient and ride it. Ride the momentum. Ride the momentum. Crypto Man says people are just panic buying because others are buying. Whatever it is, there's a lot of momentum in certain coronavirus stocks right now when the rest of the markets are down. So there's opportunities even in a bloodbath. There's always opportunities. And you can make money shorting stocks too. I think Tesla got crushed today. So, whenever you see a company go down like $100, that's big. So, I love Tesla and I'm looking for an opportunity to buy. So let's see how low it goes. Mark King says, do you think I can tell? It's really hard to tell. because right now they're being shorted by Andrew Left, and that is being circulated. And he's telling investors that they have been warned. That's a very cryptic message. Shows me that he's going to hit this thing as hard as he can. And that means that he could bring out all kinds of different tools. So it's very difficult for me to tell you where it's going to go. I'd have a better idea tomorrow. If tomorrow goes down, then I think there's a very good chance that we could go back down to $3 or $4. Bobby Bass says, don't lose faith in INO. Andrew is a fish. I'm not losing faith in INO, but the reality is I was aware of the fact, and one of the reasons why I didn't buy INO was I was aware of the fact that they're not really profitable and they're losing money. But because of the hype of this virus, this is a company that has been in the news as a potential vaccine for Americans. So I thought that just based on the momentum alone, it could just continue to go as high as $20, maybe even higher. Well, it hit $19 today. So I wasn't far off, but then it immediately got shorted down and went down to $9. So where's it going to go now? I mean, it's down 30% on the day, but it's still up from last week, hundreds of percent. So it's very difficult to tell. I'd have a better idea tomorrow, but it's very difficult to tell where it's going to go until the dust settles a little bit. Edward says, I'm with Bobby. I'm not giving up INO yet. I'm not suggesting you guys should give up. I'm just saying that when they start getting attacked by Andrew Left, that's a whole nother world of hurt because he could create lawsuits and all kinds of problems. So he might be even getting short squeezed. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe he bought them or maybe he shorted them when they were lower and he might be getting squeezed. I don't know. I have no idea. This is the first I've ever heard of him. Man is saying the BC Health Agency is recommending people avoid all cruise ship travel. That's what I'm trying to say. But yet people try to say this is just. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. Can we get to 50 likes? We're so close. Just need to squeeze out 4 more. Thank you guys for being here on this bloodbath of a day. These markets are really, really crazy right now, man. Never imagined I would ever see anything like this. March 9th, 2020. And the stock market goes down 2,000 points. Everything is down all over the world. People are buying toilet paper. People are rushing to buy groceries and stack up on water and toilet paper. It's a really, really crazy time. Scott Norris says Indian Wells tennis tournament canceled. When it gets to sports, so bad, billions. Yeah, it is bad, but you know what? It's it shows that this is very real because you're not going to cancel billions of dollars in business. You're not going to cancel billions of dollars in business unless it's very real. Got people telling me it's all fake news. You're reporting fake news. You're making people panic. You're creating mass hysteria. I'm like, okay, so then why are people buying toilet paper? And why is there no toilet paper at the stores? Chris Dwyer says all St. Paddy's Day parades canceled here in Ireland. It's very real. Why would they be canceling that in Ireland if it wasn't real? You think they don't want to do the St. Paddy's Day parade? Dennis Show says finally tests for my family are don't and even though Dennis Show says finally tests for my family are don't and even though we were in contact with the sick people, the tests aren't positive. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That is huge. So happy to hear that, Denisho. Anonymous says, Eric Purcell, you're a smart man. VXL is a massive frontrunner pick. They're included on the World Health Organization list, the WHO, and yes, aren't the largest biotech company out. Growth stock. Yeah, thank you for the picks, man. If you guys have any other picks that we should be watching, let me know. Olson says, not Belfast, but I'd say it will soon be. MV says, do you recommend to buy INO tomorrow? No, I wouldn't be recommending to buy anything until we see how the markets are going to react. I think today was very, very scary day in the markets. It would be good to see, no guarantee of that. So let's see how INO is going to do tomorrow, because now they're being shorted by Citron Research. And once Citron Research starts shorting a stock, they're going to do everything they can to try to find dirt on that stock. So I would be careful, because that just changes the whole game now. That's a whole nother issue that we have to deal with when thinking about investing in INO now. Philip says, they said Trump shook hands with somebody getting quarantined now. Yes, exactly. It's a very scary situation. Luis Ortega says, should I sell my INO? Well, I mean, I was telling people to sell on Friday when they had profits. When it hit 19, obviously that was the best time to sell. That was the high point. That was the best time to sell. Is now a good time to buy? I'm not going to be buying tomorrow, because I want to see where it's going to trade, because I want to see how Citron Research is going to affect and impact the stock moving forward. Edward says, today was ugly like Leon Spinks scaring mountain lions out of the woods. Industrial Ship says, hello from Canada. Where in Canada are you? Tim Papas says, NOVN double after hours. Wow. Very nice. Luis Ortega says, I was trying to sell today in the morning, but Robinhood didn't fill my order. I would suggest you get out of Robinhood. They've been having a lot of problems, and I wouldn't want to get stuck in trades. So I use TD Bank and RBC, and I have no issues with execution. So I would try to get with like a Schedule 1 bank with your trades so you don't have those issues. Luis Ortega says, literally couldn't sell the stock. I literally saw my portfolio fall because not being able to sell. Industrial Ship says, Vancouver Island. Hey, what's up in Vancouver Island? I was just there on the weekend. Lucky Dog says, great day shorting, guys. I shorted Uber, the Petri dish for virus. Interesting pick. Yeah, that Michelle's been actually talking about that. Luis Ortega says, I'm waiting for my approval on TD Ameritrade. Don T says, INO up in the aftermarket. That's a good sign so far. That's a good sign so far. Lucky Dog says, Kootenays. Welcome. Industrial Ship says, yeah, it's sunny today. It's pretty sweet. It's a nice day. Beautiful day. Get outside, breathe the fresh air, and wash your hands. Make sure you wash your hands. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you for being here. We are live. We are interactive. We are talking about Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Will it go up? Will it go down now that Citron Research has decided to short them? What do you guys think? Someone special says Robinhood has canceled limit orders on me all by itself lately. Not expired either. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Philip, that's crazy. Pluto Mine says Fed cut coming down to 25 cents. Lucky Dog says, Rich, you got to visit Nelson, man. Hey, I'm down, bro. Cubix Music Hub says, why is Citron shorting them? Let me read you the tweet from Citron Research today, which I actually responded to. INO.SEC should immediately halt this stock and investigate the ludicrous and dangerous claim that they designed a vaccine in 3 hours. This has been a serial stock promotion for years. This will trade back to $2. Investors have been warned. It's a pretty cryptic message from Citron Research. No interest in whether or not they have a cure for Americans that could help Americans get better and save lives. No interest and no comment on that. Just, oh yeah, halt the stock. It's going to $2. Investors have been warned. It's going to $2. Investors have been warned. That's a pretty cryptic message. Don't you guys agree? Pretty aggressive cryptic message by Citron Research. Agree. I don't know. I thought it was pretty aggressive, pretty forceful. So obviously the market goes down. It reacts to that message. It circulates. He obviously has a huge impact on the market. It goes down 30%. Where does it go from here? We'll have a better idea tomorrow. Lucky Dog says, short INO on your flag. Ross at Warrior Trading shorted INO. Is he subscribed to Citron Research? Oisin Kelly says, I bought it around 14 on Friday or so, went up today, but it dropped really quick. Yeah, I mean, if you're in at 14 and it goes to 19, that is a good return on your investment. You got to be thinking about selling at that point because these stocks are highly volatile. You have to remember it was at $3 last week before this run. Quiz Dwyer asked, do you know why AIM is up 208% today? Yeah, I believe they had news, once again, coronavirus related, right? Everybody that's coronavirus related, they put out news, they're having trials, and the stocks go bonkers. Lucky Dog says short AIM tomorrow. I don't think it's that easy. But I mean, you can do what you want. I don't think it's just that easy. You know, a stock goes up and the next day you short them because some of these stocks, they just keep going up. CODX went from $2 to $20. INO went from $3 to $19. So yeah, it did go back down, but you know, that's today. I mean, on a day where everybody was red, you're going to see a lot of downward pressure. On a day where everything explodes, you know, it could look different. So it's always easy after something happens to say, oh, I did this or you should have done that. But, you know, like I said, INO went from $3 to 19. That is a massive, massive return on your investment. Anytime you can make 5 times your money, you should be thanking the stock gods and take your money off the table and take your daily bread. Edward says, I had bought INO a few days when it was at $7. Did you flip it? Lucky Dog says, yep, it is easy if it gaps up tomorrow. Gilead says, these companies that's supposed to help for the coronavirus get bullish for a little while, then all back down. Best to just short trade. Yeah, I mean, some of them back down and then some of them keep going up and then they go down. I mean, they're going up and down with the markets, right? So you can't say that they all go up or they all go down. I mean, the whole market was down today. So AIM went up 200%. SPEX went up big. AGN was up. There was stocks that were up. And the VIXs were up. All the VIX indexes were up. So there's always going to be, and ETFs were up. So there's always going to be stocks that are going to be up. You can short the market. You can still make money on the way down too. But it's not that easy. It's just not that easy because tomorrow everything could bounce back up 2,000 points. Lucky Dog says, got to know your patterns, got to know how to read time and sales. Industrial says, when will our gas prices at the pump go down? Oil is down over 20%. I heard that the gas prices were going down. They're not going down? Edward says, no, I don't know how to flip. I just bought it because it was an upcoming stock. I just wanted to invest. I understand. I mean, all you have to do to flip is just sell, right? So once you see profits, you just sell. Stay in cash and then wait for the next opportunity. Lucky Dog says, every couple years we get these flu virus things that gap and crap. I don't think this is a normal flu virus. We've never had a flu virus that locked down 60 million people in China and 16 million people in Italy. So I don't think that this is just a normal flu virus. So that's why I believe that these coronavirus stocks may continue to run. I believe that gold is going to be bullish and will probably go to 2000, maybe beyond. I believe that VIX, volatility index, is going to be very, very bullish right now. And the markets are going to be bearish right now. We're in a market meltdown because volatility index is going to be very, very bullish right now. And the markets are going to be bearish right now. We're in a market meltdown because we're in a oil war between Russia and Saudi Arabia. And we are having a global pandemic with the coronavirus now in 100 countries worldwide, and both Italy and China in lockdown. Don T says, Andrew, don't get the vaccine then. You know he's going to want to be the first one to get the vaccine after he shorts it, right? Edward says, thank you. I'm still learning how to invest. I don't know when to buy and hold or buy then sell. Well, my attitude is you should always be thinking about selling whenever you have profit. Christian Rohn says, Andrew from Citron Research has been guilty of issuing false reports in 2012 on Evergrande. So Citron might be scared about INO going over the $20 mark. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I'm just reporting what I heard. And I find it interesting because it seems as though every time I talk about a stock and it does well, Andrew Left then shorts it publicly. He did it with Aurora Cannabis. He did it with Tesla. Now he's doing it with Inovio. He did it with a cannabis stock. He did it with an electric vehicle company on the big boards. And now he's doing it with Inovio Pharmaceuticals, one of the biggest vaccine companies in the world that is working on a vaccine to help save lives in America. But Citron Research is more concerned about shorting the stock. Johnny Luna says, I bought Inovio at $8.50 and never sold because I don't know what the F I was doing. I know I was just one, but I'm learning. It's okay. It's how you learn. Naveed says, in this market, do you prefer to buy and hold or day trade? Seems like it's hard to make profit in this market. Day after day, it's down. I like to buy and hold, but I also like to day trade. It just depends. I like to do a little bit of everything. I'll scalp if I feel like scalping, but if I like the company like AGN, I just like the fact that it's still early. It's a new story. I could have sold today for a nice profit, but I decided to hold it. I'm probably, I might regret it, but I just been watching companies explode that are in the coronavirus. I just don't want to miss a huge run. Straight up stupid says, I basically effed myself out of $180 and rebought back in at a high out of $180 and rebought back in at a high $8 mark because I think honestly it can come back up. It can do anything. The market is all knowing. It's just that the market also knows Andrew Left is very powerful. So when he comes out and he says he's shorting it, that has a huge impact on the market more than most people because he's a notorious short seller. Lucky Dog says, yeah, Andrew Left shorted shop. Now look. He shorted it at what price? Andrew Left is a notorious short seller, and he is behind Citron Research. And today he came out and said he's shorting Inovio to $2 and that investors have been warned. Lucky. So we wait until the base formation is made, and when volume comes back in, stop below pivot. Straight Up Stupid says, pretty pissed about the whole situation. It also doesn't help. Robinhood was down this morning. They've been down a lot. So I'm very happy that I've never told anyone from my community to go to Robinhood right now, because I would be really choked if people were losing money. Colin Bowman says, traditional Chinese medicine being used. Articles in New York Times about the increased demand from China for natural remedies. SXTC company meeting tomorrow up 17% today. Hey, no problem. Straight Up Stupid. Whatever I could do to help, man. Hey, no problem. Straight Up Stupid. Whatever I could do to help, man. Michelle Clark says, Lewis called TD Ameritrade. Your account could be opened. It is weird that it seems it is not opened. That happened to me. Call them. Lucky Dog says, Andrew Left shorted shop at $50. Ooh. Yeah, that's got to hurt. Philip says, made the mistake of selling, panicked, and hit 4-day trades since last Monday. So may get a PDT now on Robinhood, but I spoke with someone at Sink or Swim and they said it won't follow me. True? You know what? I've never dealt with Robinhood, so I don't know how they operate. Calio says, this Andrew guy doesn't seem like a cool guy. I've never met him. I don't know if he's a cool guy or not, but he's definitely ruthless. Ruthless. Because not only did he send a cryptic message, he said that investors have been warned. That's like a cryptic message that he's planning to just obliterate this. And obviously it went from 19 to $9. So Quinton Simmons says, buy THCX while it's low. Lucky Dog says, guys, don't panic. Wait and watch for bounce. Colin Bowman says, appreciate the streams, Rich. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Lucky Dog says, learn to short. Yeah, I think it is great that you learn all the different ways to trade. Up, down, make money longing, make money shorting, day trading, scalping, which means you just take profits when you see it 10% or more, using a trailing stop loss. So if you're up 10% or more and it goes up to 20%, you move your stop loss, your trailing take profit, at 15% and just move it up as it moves up every 5%. Just keep moving it up so that you squeeze the most juice out of any run. I could have done that today, but I chose with AGN that I wanted to hold it. We'll see. I mean, I've only been holding it for 1 day, so I want to hold it a little longer and see what the fruits of my labor will be. It might haunt me or it might come out to be a great investment. We'll see. That's the crazy thing about investing. You never know. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate you guys. It means a lot. It really means a lot. It allows people to see the videos, allows the videos to trend on YouTube. So those likes mean a lot. Thank you so much. Yo, what's going on, Dylan? Yo, shout out to Dylan Fraser. He brought me AGN. Dylan, did you buy AGN? Hey, thank you, Troy. I appreciate you guys. I haven't made anything on AGN yet because I didn't sell. I'm still holding. He says, yep. 90% sold. So you're holding 10% or you sold for a 90% gain? Good work, by the way, Dylan, man. You're a beast, bro. Industrial Ship says, I wonder if Russia planted the virus, possibly just a thought. I mean, everyone has an opinion. Oh, you sold for a 90% gain? Good work, bro. So you sold at what, like 35 cents? 33 cents, 32 cents? Dylan says, gonna buy again in the morning tomorrow. Yeah, I just decided to hold it. I felt like, this news is only just starting for them. So maybe it could be a runner. Maybe this thing could go to $1. 60 million shares in the float, only a $10 million market cap. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go for a ride. I might regret it, but so far it's good. AGN is another company that I brought you guys. AGN is the symbol in Canada. The symbol in America is AGNPF. And Dylan Fraser brought it to me. I did a video, brought it to you guys, and they exploded today, up 130% at one point. Finished the day up in Canada, 43%. Edward says, I bought AGN too, but from the Cash app. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Just wanted to bring you this news that Citron Research is shorting Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Please be careful, guys. These guys are notorious short sellers. It's very difficult for me to tell you where it's going to go tomorrow. So I'll be watching. I'll try to keep you guys updated as best as I can. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. If you're not winning, you're not watching. We bring you the winners. We bring you the news, and we bring it to you first. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace. Stay safe, everybody.